Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer, and I start my timer. There we go, I just did, take that to the face. Welcome back after my little cliffhanger that I did so nastily to you. Is that even a word, nastily? Well, now it is. Yeah, it was kinda nasty to put those sort of the stars, the pit videos, instead of the obvious continuation to what just happened in our previous endless space video, when we forcefully were forced into a war against Horatio and Hissho. Well, I am so excited. I guess it's just the fact that it all comes down to this. I am either going to win this or lose this. And it's all going to decide within the next few rounds. So it's going to be a very action-packed episode, maybe not this particular one, although I have a feeling it is going to be, but in the next few ones it is going to be blood, sweat, more blood, some tears, a little bit of tears anyway, and even more blood, actually no sweat because I'm a machine. Anyway, wow, what I do want to show you, first of all, I did queue up a lot of non-baronic shell upgrade on pretty much everything. I used all the money I had, or rather most of it, to speed it up on systems that had the most population but not a very high production. So this way those non-baronic shell are going to kick in very fast for me and they're going to be incredibly useful, which I'm going to like. Now I can and kinda want to increase my tax rate. Maybe not go too crazy. 55% is something that in real life would be a real kick in the teeth for most people. But in this game, well, my people do love me, and most of them are ecstatic or happy, so I will go with this. Now, I do want to make my people as ecstatic as possible, because on ecstatic, keep in mind, my... how's it called? My... no, seriously, how's it called? My imperial rights? No. Colonial rights, that's it. My colonial rights kick in and provide me with a very nice set of bonuses all around, which is a very nice thing indeed, and I do want to have my people ecstatic. However, considering that my overall approval is still at 100% fervent, I can safely go to 55%, and most of my systems are still ecstatic, which is good, and this will allow me to have even more money to use for speed constructing those non-baronic shells. Now, in terms of research, I had not done a thing. Those two things are still queued up. Next, I will most likely go for the Endless Empire, just to make sure that nobody can beat me to it. Speaking of it, let's see the victory progress. Although with this new patch, I mean, it's an old patch by now, but this patch is supposed to warn you when somebody gets real close to a victory. And surprisingly enough, my diplomatic victory is at 28%, but that's, I guess, because for the longest time I was at peace or Cold War with most of the races, and only recently I started killing everybody. But hey, it's not my choice now, is it? Anyway, what else I want to do? Well, I obviously wanted to check out what the game did when I was away. Now, people do like the fact that I helped the cell phones. That's what I believe this message is all about. So this should increase my diplomatic relationships with pretty much everybody, which doesn't matter because at this point I'm either at war or at peace and or alliance with everybody. So it's just a cute little thing to have. Something else, now Horatio hates me and Hissho hates me as well. And one thing that I like is the fact that Sheridan ask me for mass particle displacement. I have no problems with that. I'm gonna give it to them because they are my good allies and it's a very good technology, but at this point of time there's no way any of my allies are going to beat me in terms of technology, so I might as well give it away. Oh, Amoebas could, but they are not my allies just yet, and Sheridan are far behind. I need to spot them, and they are offering me LYNX and Hyperion. Now, I already have abundance of those two things, so I do not really care about it, but I'm gonna accept anyway just to make those guys happy. Now then, let us prepare my fleets. We need to find the hot zones where most of the battles are going to take place. I can see some of the enemy fleets that are gathering around near my borders. Micro is definitely one of those hot points. People are going to come in this general area and try and fight me. And by people I mean Hissho. They're not really people. I don't treat them as people. They are rats. They are underdogs. They are ratlings that just run and die, and I don't care about them. Yeah, take that. Anyway, now I have been able to easily make some of my peace ships travel to this system via the amazing use of magic. Not really magic, but you know how it goes. And my dear secondary hero, I think I'm gonna send him to fight at LYNX and try and maybe even capture the system. Also, he has Masahaka, so he gives me vision over all of the enemy's fleets and awards. One of the two, I don't remember exactly which one, which is very good because this allows me to see what the enemy does and what the enemy has and where he's most likely to strike. By the way, am I recording? I am indeed. It's a very good thing indeed, the fact that I am recording. I would rather be recording. Now, something else I wanted to point out that somebody in the comments told me and I never knew, but it's very thankful. I think it was Stealth Hawk. So, congrats to you, Stealth Hawk. Congrats. Thanks. That's one of the two, I guess. So apparently when you attack something, you always attack the weakest fleet in terms of military power. I didn't know that. I don't understand that. Now, apparently the Stealth Hawk also suggested it to the devs that you should be able to pick which fleet you wanted to attack, but apparently they declined this or something. I don't know, I don't want to go into details because I have not been there. I only have his word on the side and whatnot. Maybe this will change, maybe it will not, maybe there's some kind of deeper game mechanic behind this that we do not understand because we are minor rattlings. But anyway, why I am talking randomly when I could instead try and kill some people, yeah, like that. Now, it is 1st of April today, although I guess, is it still? No, it's actually 2nd of April right now. It's 2 minutes, actually 5 minutes, I cannot read, past midnight, so yeah, there we go. So now I can certainly say without you doubting me that there is still snowing here, which is an amazing, amazing thing indeed. It's not just amazing, it's amazing. That's how cool it is. Don't know where I was going with this, but whatever. Because I'm not sure if I mentioned this on my endless space videos, I definitely have on my Dead Pit videos, that I'm very happy because it is the first time in my whole life I have witnessed a winter that lasts all the way from November up until now, which is April, without any day when there was no snow at all, which I am very ecstatic about. I really am happy. Just yesterday there was just huge snowstorm, like actually abysmally amazing thing indeed, and I was just tripping balls right there because I was so happy. Now the snow is a little bit melting, it is +1 degree Celsius, although it is dropping now because it is night, and I think the snow will stay for a few more days, but still, just the fact that it made it on all the way to April makes me very, very happy. I do love snow. I guess farmers might be a little bit annoyed, but fortunately I'm not a farmer and I do not intend to be a farmer. If you are a farmer and you live in Poland and you're very annoyed about this whole affair, I feel sorry for you, and that's about it. Right, now what this hero needs is me to check what he can get. It's informant, that's pretty good, as is inside. In fact, inside I might go for because I'm generating an incredible amount of dust. I will never need any more dust than I already am making. However, this inside thingy is promising. I could always use some more science, although this hero is going to be used against Hissho, and they are not the biggest science producers in the universe. I think they are like on 3rd or 4th place. Not the most amazing thing of all, although it still would be useful. What I am considering is going for Commander-in-Chief 2, because this increases your ship experience gain, which is huge, because as you should know by now, not only your heroes level up, your ships do as well, and when your ships are of high levels, they have way more better stuff. Actually, I do not know what they gain, but I know they gain a lot, because when I try to fight the high level ships with lower level ships, I tend to lose. So that's something to keep in mind. So I may go for Insight, I may go for Grandfather. Also Grandfather very useful for conquering worlds. But let's have a quick look at Adventurer and see if I'm missing out on anything. I already do have Fearless Foe and Illusion, right? Fearless Foe and Illusion, yeah, they are probably the most important things you can get from this Adventurer tree. Beam Surge is pretty great, but I'm not going to be using beams unfortunately, so I'm not gonna go for it. Foresight, not really all that amazing if I have to be honest. And Rapid Regeneration, that's actually pretty good. So I want to go for Fast Reboot and Rapid Adaptation. So what I need to get? I need to get, well, Fast Reboot obviously. But let's start with Grand Pounder to just get this Commander-in-Chief as soon as possible. I think it's a safe course of action to take. Now, this hero cannot quite yet invade anything, but he can still attack, because I think I have been attacked, haven't I? I probably have, so now I can attack. This fleet is slightly bigger, but it still should pose no threat to me whatsoever, and I should be able to completely dominate it and crash. So while we are waiting for the screen to load, I'm going to do the other stuff, check my juice, and open it with one hand while the area is selecting a bio card. I think I'll pay it out safe. This fleet is very small, no need to dish out a huge amount of damage. I only need to make sure that I do not take any damage where I do not need to. Those two prosperity ships, by the way, I have not even noticed they are here. I guess they could be. I mean, what is wrong with having those prosperity ships? They're not doing a lot, but they are still doing something, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to now try and split my attention between closing this juice. Can you close the juice? It sounds wrong, but whatever. And the battle at hand, which so far is going wonderfully great. The enemy fleet so far stand no chance against what I have. However, it is important to note that those were very weak fleets indeed, and I still did take some damage. My peace ship 4.0 is heavily damaged for some reason. I guess this was the rock ship, yeah, it had a lot of missiles. So, still, even though this battle was very one-sided, I managed to take some damage, quite a big amount of it. So it's something to take, you know, note of, and not be too cocky or ballsy. It's never a good thing indeed. My hero leveled up yet again, but we all know what I'm going to go for. Commander-in-Chief level 1, aiming for level 2 as soon as possible. Both battles obviously won. Now, where are the new ships? This area is what I'm afraid of. I mean, there are some Sophon's wards over here. At least one, because Sophons are not out of the game yet, which means that there is at least one ward controlled by them. But Hissho are definitely pushing towards this area, so let's have a quick look at their fleets. There is one, it is a rather big fleet, there is another, but those are not too strong. This fleet is fairly weak. And overall, it doesn't look like Hissho care about this side of the universe at all, which is good, but I should not neglect the threat. So what I'm going to do is send a bunch of peace ships to this area and try and reinforce Gobris as soon as possible. And this additional piece that is still making its way towards Kura is going to act as an additional reinforcement. Now, some more ships that I have ready to distribute to other distant worlds. Now, I do need to think and plan it out carefully. Now, those peace ships, they are going to go to Perseus and protect it from Horatio, because this is obviously a threat, but only a minor one, since Horatio are not the strongest guys in the world. What I do need to remember is the Pilgrims. Pilgrims need to die, we all know this. They have to run, and they have to not be able to. I want to kill them, slaughter them, and fill my bags and or pillows with their blood and or bones. Fill a pillow with a bone, that doesn't sound like the greatest thing of all, but hey, we'll go with. So this peace ship is going to go to Pixis, and those two fleets from Pixis are going to go to Girka and hopefully conquer it. I say hopefully, but this is definitely what is going to happen. In fact, the Pilgrims attack first. I'm all up for this. You wanna know why? I'm gonna sing it to ya. The power of hair, the charm of Pilgrim, Sarambutan, Hogi Shibun, Kutinanan, Natem Kappa, Sagasanam, Magangaya, Non Chemi of Saw, Nemo of Mana of Saw. I failed. Let me say that again. Non chemi of sa, man of sa. Run, Pilgrim, Pilgrim, run! Sorry, that was a little bit loud, I know this. By the way, just in case you were wondering why sometimes I say non and sometimes I say run. Run is just run, while non is a Korean word for you. And in this Rendezvous Run song that Sonya should have sang, obviously, there are two times when this phrase is used. I mean the run devil devil run run. So the first time it is non devil devil run non, and the second time it is run devil devil run run. So just a little insight on why I can sometimes decide. I mean, when I say the longer version, I mean the entire beginning of the song with Tuparohei and so on and so forth. This is the point in time when the original lyrics say non, so that's why I go for non. But if I just go for random stuff, then I say run, because it sounds more threatening and imposing. And by the way, while we were talking about making the devil run, I killed all the Pilgrims! Yeah, boy! Man, I sometimes think that I'm kinda problematic in terms of brains. And that doesn't sound good in terms of grammar or anything sort of this jig. Why can I not speak? I don't know, something is happening. Anyway, I do have one more fleet which is completely ready to go whenever I need it to go. This was supposed to defend this area, but now it is kind of required to go to other places. Now I think that it is important for me to start capturing Hissho wards before they start capturing mine. Reason being, well, it is kind of obvious. As you can see, Hissho Bushido bonus is something that we both have. We have the same affinity, and we both get the Bushido bonus. So the guy who captures more worlds. So anyway, the guy who's going to capture more systems is going to be most likely the winner. So I have to be the aggressor for as long as possible, to put it nicely. So you just say go to Iza. Now there are some more peace ships right here, there's one more over here. So Micro is probably going to need reinforcing, but for now let's leave those peace ships over there. And where else can I send them? You know what, I am kind of focusing on the north side of things, if I can call it north in a universe, but you know how it goes. And looking at the armada of Hissho, this is where they have most of their ships. Of course, I cannot see the ships they have in hangars, and they most likely do have a lot of ships in hangars. But this is very interesting. That's a lot of pirates. I guess my allies might have had some kind of, you know, how's it called? Event where they bribed pirates to attack the enemy's wards, which is very good for me, which means also that they're going to try and exploit this temporary weakness of my opponents and try and invade yet again even harder. So where do I want my fleets to go and assemble? I guess Macro is now a good new assembly point. It is the most hot zone place I could find, and I cannot move there. There we go, I finally did. So let's move all my ready ships to go in there and start sending my fleets towards probably SHADDAI. I want to capture this constellation right here, because not only it has some nice systems, it also has this one there which I want for myself. So this platform is very nice thing to have, especially when you try and conquer stuff. And also it is kind of in the middle of everything. If I can capture this constellation system, I will break the Hissho Empire to 2 pieces, and this will be so much harder for them to actually survive this. Now they could try and pincer me in this constellation, but I might as well do the same thing with my allies. If I coordinate the attack with them, then this set of constellation will be attacked from all sides, and if I do this right, then the line of the Hissho will break and I will be able to crush them. Now obviously I'm not taking into the account the Horatio. I have no idea what they are going to do, and they do have a fleet that is capable of fighting. However, their fleet is much weaker than ours, and they are currently at war with Amoeba, so I'm not too worried about them. Pilgrims might be a problem, but I do have my best hero walking on the case, and I think everything is going to go peanut butter. And I don't know why I said peanut butter, but I just did. Now this ship I kinda missed, so let it go to my car, and another ship that I missed, let it go to my car as well. And I believe we're good to go and end the 10. Man, it has been quite holy piece of cake, 20 minutes of a single 10? How did that happen? Well, I felt enjoyed, so I hope you did as well. I'm gonna drink some juice now, however, because my throat is asking me to do so, so I'm going to do so. That's good. And actually, yeah! Finally, after ages, countless on billions lives lost, and millions of soldiers, actually thousands or hundreds of soldiers sent in random directions, I was finally able to kill the Source, which is very ironic considering the Save the Source thread. Though I hoped it would have happened. It would have happened sooner than now, because it would be even more ironic, but still it is good enough. Source are gone, they are no more, and there will never be anything ever again. The only Source remaining in the entire universe, because I did marry them, I like to imagine that I ordered to genocide the entire race. The only Source that are remaining are the ones, wait a second, that I have employed, and those two will have to make the race. And I approve this Why not? They will be completely, well, maybe not controlled by me, but they'll be heavily influenced by me. Now, who's this hero? I have never seen this girl. What are you? Rash was part of a party team, yada yada yada. I'm sorry, but we have more urgent things to discuss and attend to. For example, this battle, which I'm not even going to look at. Where is it? Oh, yes, marker. I guess this was a scout ship to see what I have. Well, dear scout, I have lots of stuff that you do not and will never have. So how about I just murder you? Thank you. Yes, I know I have a new hero. Positron containment is ready, which go away. Which gives me access to, let's have a quick look, more defense. I do not think I really need this, but I might in the future. What else? More ship experience or when I construct it on star system. Theoretically good, but right now I need to increase my ship count more than anything, so I'm not gonna go for it just yet. And when I have increased my ship count in the future, then I will no longer need this upgrade, so I don't think I'll ever be actually able to use it. I might be wrong though, we never know. This war might actually be a long one. We will never know. We will never know. Anyway, Kura, dear sir, let's have a quick look. Hyperscale farms on a maxed out system, not the best move by Soares there, but I guess they were desperate for, I don't know, something. Why not speed those things up? Because this system does have a little bit of population and I could use it. I cannot increase the population of the system, however, so no need for hyperscale farms or anything. Instead, you just say are going to give me more dust and you are going to give me more science. Also, irradiated is bad, so I'm gonna get rid of that and explode the moons if possible as well. Now the Soulwares did actually take care of the system a little bit, but it's still pretty far behind, which is rather funny, to say the least. Now, I'm not gonna waste my money on trying to speed this upgrade on this system, because this system is rubbish, but I just did queue up some stuff. Now, those ships, I'm gonna select a random amount of them that I will actually suicide, because, hey, why not? They are going to increase the enemy's Bushido bonus in fights, but not the enemy's Bushido bonus when constructing, when they are not, it is, alright, let me try and say this again because I felt horribly. There are two kinds of Bushido bonus. One is applied to your damage, minimum and maximum. The other is applied to your feed production, or rather feed production because it doesn't affect the science. So, when you win battles, you get a bonus to your damage. When you conquer worlds, you get a bonus to feed. So by feeding those ships to the enemy will be able to have some feed bonus. However, I feel like I wouldn't need those ships anyway. They are eating my dust right now. I don't want them to do so. I might as well sacrifice them. I could scrap them. I don't feel like this, so I just wanted them to die. I'm sorry, I'm this kind of guy. Now let me move all my ships that I wanted to move. And I still have a lot of ships and or fleets that require my attention. Also, the Hissho are going to try and take back this world, but I don't think they will be able to succeed because the fleet they sent was kinda ridiculously small. Now let's have a quick look at the Pilgrims, because one thing I care about most is killing the Pilgrims! Yes, right. Let's first attack the smaller fleet, see if this works the way people informed me it does, and it indeed does work like it is supposed to. Which means that I will attack the weakest fleet first. Let's go for barrier and then repair some damage that I could take out of this thing, and then we're gonna engage in the next battle as soon as possible. Go away, thank you. I was able to obliterate the enemy, obviously, and now I can use my main fleet, my Genesis fleet, to wreck the opponent in a glorious battle when I wreck enemies to pieces and their bits fly out in the vacuum of the endless nothingness of space, where nothing and nobody and nothing will remember that. Wow. That was a fail intro, but whatever. Let's start with Gravity-Well. The enemy is using beams. I do not really have a very good counter to that, but I feel like Gravity-Well is a good enough option in and on itself. I could go for Illusion, but I remember it not working in the past, and now it actually allowed me to counter the enemy. Yeah, take that! No target lock for you, baby! In fact, I think I got to go for Gravity-Well again, unless I have something else that is good in Counter's offense. Actually, Dust Barrier might do, and I do want to see the animation of Dust Barrier. Also, purple lasers are the best kind of lasers, and I think I might go for another persistence because the enemy is dying very, very quickly, and I take virtually no damage whatsoever. It was a good decision because the enemy tried to go for barrier, not going to matter at all, and I was able to track them, and for whatever reason I have rockets on those ships. Those are those runner ships that, for whatever reasons, they had missiles installed on them. Oh well, By the way, there was this video posted on the LSpace forums. I'm sure I shot the video. It's called. It had something with rainbows in the title. Go watch it. It is hilarious, and I think I've got to do something like the guy did on this video when I can, when I have the tech for it. And I've said he installed a lot of random weapon modules on his ships, and he did a rainbow. Rather awesome, if I may say so myself. Now those two systems are going to fall very quickly. I guess this is because they have been... I tried capturing them before and stuff like that. I guess this is why. Now I have loads of more fleets, so let's send it to Ovadi, poor Ovadi. Actually, I do not need as many fleets over there, but why not? Why not have them, right? And Yuri says you actually can go to Ovadi right away and start capturing this system because, hey, why wouldn't I? Only 2 turns? Yeah, that's very interesting. It was weakened and softened up by Sheridan, so I guess that's why. Anyway, I do have loads of fleets that need my attention. Most of them are at Marker, so let's merge as many of them as possibly possible. I wanted to say, which would sound rather weird, but whatever. I'm sorry. P6, those are the flawed pieces ships, by which I mean they have missiles when I didn't want them to, but oh well. Now, Gamma 2 is going to guide the system, while Omnicron and Rao are going to go to SHADDAI and engage in a glorious battle against the Hissho. So let's go over there and capture this system for the glory of my people and get revenge for the burning of my homeworld. I know that Hissho had something to do with this. I mean, I trust my good buddies and Alice Sheridan. If they attacked Hissho, then Hissho definitely had some sins on their consciousness that I need to wipe out through the power of flames. Flames are what purified me of my flesh and weakness. Flames are what turned me into machines that I am today and are what gave me strength. So now, flames are what I'm going to grant other factions and or races for them to flourish or be forever destroyed. It is going to be a test to see which one of those scenarios are going to occur. Maybe, just maybe, a handful of Hissho will survive and they will realize that they will apologize for their sins and they will live happily forever and after in a new society as a new race that is going to be erected after I burn most of their people. Now, the enemy actually had a lot of missile weapons, which costed me 2 peace ships, and it's going to cost me even more because the enemy countered me twice. Those hard counters are going to be very, very painful and annoying, and I think I'm going to lose this battle, as surprising as it is. But double counter with Barrier and the strategy, those are very powerful cards, in case you have not noticed, and they can really screw you over if they are, you know, if they counter you. And indeed, both of my peace ships have been destroyed, while the enemy still have most of his fleet, maybe not intact, but in a very good shape. And unfortunately, there we go, my ships go down. And this is a sad little scene, but that's okay. My people, we cry at each and every loss of the Templar people. However, we are also happily going to sacrifice our lives for the goodness of our good allies Sheridan and to protect the rest of our homes. Let them not suffer the fate of our homeworld, which has been badly destroyed. Man, I am really role-playing a lot and it feels great! I'm in my element. A lot of battles are happening all around. I have to have my mind in 20 areas at once. However, it is not this... I don't want to say boring, because that's not really what it is. But it's not this mediocrely interesting, let's put it this way, phase when you just select upgrades to construct a new empire and do not do a lot of other than that. Now, what do I want to go for? What the enemy has? The enemy has missiles. Let's go for... Oh, it's too late. But I was indeed able to counter the enemy. And I think that with Barrier I might be able to survive with all my peace ships, especially now that the enemy's numbers have dwindled. Man, I really hope that this recording isn't flawed in any way, because if it is, I'm gonna rage. I feel like it is a great recording so far. Unfortunately, recently I have had those problems when my audio settings would randomly retain at 50%. I already had to scrap 2 videos because of that, even though every time I start recording, I double check if sound settings are the best. Unfortunately, something causes them to reset. I think this happens when I try and change the game sounds, which happens a lot in the pit videos. I do not do anything with the sound in Endless Space because Endless Space has good sound settings, for me at least, and I do not have to modify them in any way, shape or form, so I think everything should be good. Although when I started recording this videocast, I noticed that those settings have reset back into 50% of microphone gain, which is way higher than it is supposed to be, and I had to lower them. So we never know. It could be good, it could be bad. Anyway, let us make worship God the system SHADDAI and make none pass, because they shall not pass. That was the worst Gandalf impression ever, and I also did Trunks, so I guess I'm not too annoyed. The enemy scout is going to try and be annoying, that's okay, I'm gonna kill him later. Now, there is a peace fleet over here which is just guarding pursuits. I could go and try and capture a peace case, which actually I might do, and then give it to amoebas or something, because right now I don't really want pieces. Although if I were to capture it, I would gain another access to wormhole, for which I could use to travel, which would be essentially great. Also, Croatia are about to colonize Vega. That's kind of ridiculously funny, because they're not gonna be very successful with colonization there, but why not? It will give my friends SHADDAI ability to actually capture Vega for themselves, which I want to happen. I wanted to have Vega, why not? I don't really care about this anyway. Now it is going to make it more difficult for me to win by, where is it? By expansion victory, but you know, it's just one system, why would I care all that much? Now, no, let me say that again. P-Fleet is going to stay here and guard Perseus, while the Ypsilon is going to go and try and capture Pisces. Or Biscuit. Yeah, I'm going to capture the Biscuit for myself. I'm gonna snap him all over his dressing room. Dressing room? What am I talking even about? And why do I say it's such a weird way? Talking even about? What is this? Is this like, I don't know, is there any language which says anything like this way? Talking even about? I don't think there is. Well, maybe there is that I do not know about. But anyway, I think we are done. There's not much else I need to do on this screen anyway. My peace ship production has returned at its full capacity, and in fact I need more peace ships. I do, and actually those are 6.0s and they are still being constructed with missiles? Why? No, they have no missiles. That's strange. Whatever, I don't really get what is happening sometimes in this game. It might be my brain, it might be failing me. It is what happens a lot. Anyway, I think we're going to play for the remaining of this turn and massively mass production. Oh yeah, baby! Surprised I never achieved this achievement. Man, now I'm turning into some sort of don't know what. But actually, it is probably understandable. In multiplayer, it is rather difficult to be at a point when you can get so much production. I mean, honestly, usually games end before this point in time, and even if they don't, then usually you just kind of duke it out, and yeah, I don't know. Usually I never was able to, for any guys to actually be like that. Now, Hissho are launching a big assault at me, however, first, collapsing asteroid mine faction only. The Endless had turned an asteroid rich in the minerals in a dust mine. It is creating dust via microfactories that convert the rocks of the asteroid into something far more precious. Precious! Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know where I was going with this. Anyway, the asteroid is slowly collapsing and will eventually disappear, replaced by a cloud of dust. Now, I can be selfish and add myself a lot of dust, not care about considering how much dust I gain per turn. I can give extra experience on my weakest hero. This could be good, very good. I could be hostile and add extra experience on my strongest hero, which would be +0 because my strongest hero is a level 20, so I'll go for helpful. Now then, what else I need to do? Oh baby, look at that! Some effects are finished making stuff and whatnot. Oh, this is enjoyable. I feel like great things are about to happen. Now, free will receive builder gain a level. It might be because of this event, it might not. Now, what do I want to give this guy? Because I already forgot. Maybe some... Actually, he can't gain anything that's good now, can he? Well, he can get more food production, which I guess is okay when you go for this upgrade, which allows you to convert food into industry. But other than that, propaganda, why would I need that? Let's have a quick look. Is there anything that helps me as a governor? I don't think there is. Blockade runner, not really useful at all. I don't think this hero assistance is going to be attacked because he is at Spark, which is very deep inside my territory and very well protected. So I guess now it doesn't matter what I go for with this hero. He's not gonna need anything whatsoever. So what do I take? No, seriously, what do I take? Something. Well, maybe it's hyper driven. I may need to reposition this guy, so just in case I do, I'm gonna give him that. Another hero leveled up, that's my Caesar drone. And he's gonna get veteran because hey, why not? Accept, dismiss. Now I have. Oh, boy! Dark energy shield, baby! This is we're about to absolutely and completely dominate and wreck this place. How fast! There are battles to be won, and I do intend to win them by crushing the opponents. Actually, I should not have ended this battle in manual because it is going to be a very, very one-sided battle in which I'm going to completely wreck the enemies because look at the armies. Those are seem to be a very old technology, old tech ships, so I should not be afraid. I will not risk it. I will go for illusion just in case the enemy counters me again. I mean, if he counters me, then still illusion will not work, but you know, better safe than sorry. Illusion is still... Yep, they did counter me, but at least I was indeed able to counter them as well. And the enemy is using kinetics. Maybe it's just an old ship that is still using kinetics. But if the enemy are going to make a tech switch to kinetics, it is going to be rather difficult for me because I will have to increase my ship's defenses against kinetics. And this would either force me to actually make two different designs, one against Pilgrims and one against Hissho, which is the optimal way to go, or just have one mediocre ship, which is good against everything, but not really all that great against anything, and just use it for all wars, which I'll probably end up doing because I'm a lazy person. I did lose a prosperity ship, surprisingly enough, but the enemy did have a lot of missiles, I guess, and it was bound to happen. Oh well, it doesn't matter, I have countless ships and fleets to replace the one I might lose, and I didn't even technically speaking lost this fleet, so I'm not too overly concerned. Let's continue fighting. In here we are actually outnumbered. Where is it? A marker? Oh, the enemy is trying to go past my defenses. Well, dear sir, I don't think you will be able to do so. Unfortunately, they are using a lot of missiles, which is going to be very extraordinary and extremely annoying, but I have peace ships. Only 3 of them, granted, so I may have a little bit of difficulty dealing with this assault, but I don't think it should be too bad. Even if I lose, I still have ships that I can use to reinforce. Those are the early stages of this war, and there's still a lot of things that can change. Now, I will go for this. Yeah, I will go for camouflage, and actually no, I will go for sabotage, because they will most likely go for EMP. Yes, they did, and the EMP would counter the camouflage, and camouflage would counter EMP, but what I need to happen is for the weapon disruption to block, because this way, I will actually, you know, let me just say this right now. EMP is decreasing my efficiency, my anti-missile efficiency by 20%, but weapon disruption is increasing my efficiency by 25%, so it all worked out in the end, and it didn't because I was completely obliterated. How did that even happen? The enemy took like no damage. Literally no damage. I guess they have very high level shields, but I was expecting this battle to go way better than it did. It's surprising. Not really terrifying, I'm not really scared or anything, because I'm about to start pumping out some really powerful ships that are going to be using missiles rather than beams, but it's still surprising nevertheless. Now, my other fleet at SHADDAI is attacked, but this should be much easier because I actually have 4 ships. Granted, the enemy has missiles, which are fine, forget something I hate, but I should be able to deal with that. Let me take some juice, I need it. That was very good. Now, for the same reason as last time, I will start by going for weapon disruption, and then I will continue with another plan systems. Unfortunately, I have a feeling I will die after the first 10, at least most of my ships will be destroyed. It is partially okay, because as I said, I have fleets to replace them, but I cannot lose them too willingly, because if I do, then I actually may be overrun, and my grand plan and desire to completely obliterate the enemy might go to nothing. Also, the end, as you can see, my people cannot aim to save their lives. I'm missing most of my weapons, which is definitely not helpful. I lost a single ship But oh, the other ones have not been damaged, which is very good indeed. Now I was able to counter the enemy EMP. Unfortunately, it was not the most optimal thing to do, because now I know the persistence, they are not so great when fighting the missiles. Not at all. But I guess I'll stick to them now. I should have went for something else at medium range, but now it is too late. And I like this camera. I also make it stay at this. Well, it is too late. It kind of changed, but it is good enough. I am going to press control so that my camera follows my fleet. And my ships managed to survive. I was able to counter the EMP again. I think I shouldn't have changes to barrier to take less damage, but it is all good in the end. I am dealing some damage to the enemy's fleet, but not a whole amount, unfortunately. They really have high level shields. As you can see, they are still deflecting some of my shots, even so deep into the battle, and I lost 3 of my ships. The last one is damaged, so it could have went way better than it did. Unfortunately, I made some errors. Even if I didn't, the enemy still has quite a scary fleet. I'm not too over concerned though, because my overall fleet production is way bigger and better than the enemies, and I should be able to swing it around in my way. However, I'm definitely not going to use my ship to attack, because it will just be destroyed, I have a feeling, so let us not do so just yet. Usually, however, let's go for the upgrades I plan to go for, and why not increase my gunpowder? Actually, no, let's go for hunting concentration, because this guy will die at some point, and I will need to heal him up pretty quickly. Now, let's make my ships finish their movement. And well, I think this is a good point to end this particular cast, because now we are at a good point where in my next cast I can start by having battles, because as you can see I do have ships that are ready to battle the opponents, and I do have, you know, the ability to do so, definitely. But, well, those guys are going to die. I'm not even going to film that. Why would I? Actually, let's deal as much damage as possible and send it to auto. But anyway, I'm going to send my outro now, because yeah, I don't want this video cast to be too long, because it is a nightmare to encode it if it is too long. So it has been PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer. If you somehow managed to enjoy my video cast, then please by all means like it, maybe even subscribe to my channel if you wish to see more. Please also leave a comment, because I do love reading those, and they help me out a great deal. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you online. What great times are ahead of us. It is going to be amazing, the amount of war and suffering. Sorry, I just had to say it. See you online.